I have decided that in 2026, I'm going to compete in I'm leaving women's physique, and here's why. This is the biggest change I've made in my competitive career ever. And after years of competing at the highest level in the amateur division, I finally feel aligned with my decision. In 2015, I competed in my first competition, and I competed in the figure division. I never started in bikini. I was never lean enough for that. I was always muscular growing up, so figure felt more natural to me. So I did that competition, I won, I was hooked. I did figure again the next year, and then after that, I started to grow. At the time, I was with an open bodybuilder, and we trained together, we ate together, we slept, we did everything. So as he was growing, I was also growing. There was a point where I was like, okay, I think I'm starting to get too big for figure. The next move up is women's physique. 2017, I did my first women's physique competition. I also did my first PED cycle. I felt great, I loved it. At that show, I did figure and women's physique to see what the judges would like me better in. That show, I ended up placing second in both. At provincials the next weekend, I did both categories again, where I ended up placing higher in women's physique, and I felt that I had the confirmation to then do that division. So I left figure, did women's physique, and kind of took off from there. But I used that division kind of as an excuse to eat more on the off season, which led to me gaining a lot of body fat and then having to lose a lot of body fat in the off season. But I always justified it with, well, I'm in a big division, so I have to eat big. And I think it really turned into this unhealthy cycle. And I think this whole time, something about that was not aligning with me. But I'm someone who's very, very stubborn, and I don't like to quit. And when I played around with changing divisions before, which I did in 2022, I did bodybuilding as well, women's bodybuilding. So I even went up to a higher division and ended up winning that, which then justified more bad eating habits. And I kept justifying, I stayed in that cycle until this past show in 2024. It was probably my hardest prep mentally. I felt horrible, and I had I had my worst placing that I've had in women's physique ever. And it was only third place. But that's not the point. The point was I was finally believing that I wasn't aligned with that division anymore. And making this decision for myself now and choosing this division I'm going to compete in, I finally felt excited. I cannot wait to get on stage again in this new division. When you're someone like me and you've been competing for 10 years and you're competing at the highest level, amateur level, you need to be in complete alignment with what you're doing, or your mind won't believe that you could do well in it, number one. And number two, you're just going to be unhappy. I found myself looking in the mirror and not necessarily liking what I saw anymore. I am looking for that feeling of being feminine, that feeling of feeling like a woman. And I was getting further and further away from that, and I didn't want to do that anymore. After a ton of thinking, a ton of talking with Tim, and a ton of reflection, I have decided that in 2026, I'm going to compete in the wellness division. And I am so excited, so excited. I have been doing some posing, and I'm going to hire Ashley, the best posing coach out there, Earl Girl on Instagram. I cannot wait to work with her. And this is going to mean big changes. For example, with my training, I have not trained upper body in about a month now. And that's something I struggled with initially when making this change because I love training upper body. Chest day was my absolute favorite. And so I thought, oh, I'm just going to miss it so much. And at the time, I was like, I don't like training legs. I don't want to train legs. I don't miss it at all. I'm doing legs 3 times a week now. I love it. I'm doing 1 core day, and the rest is just cardio. I never thought that I would not miss upper body, but I don't at all. And trust me, my joints are thanking me. If you've gotten this far in the video, I really appreciate the support. It means a lot to me. I am so excited to take you with me on this new journey. And I'm starting a series on here, Road to Wellness, because why not? I want to take you along for the ride with losing muscle in my upper body, because no one talks about that. It's always how to put on muscle, how to build muscle, how to have more muscle. But no one talks about the downsizing side of things. So I want to take you through that, how I'm going to downsize my upper body, how I'm going to grow my legs more, and really fit the division's criteria, because I really believe my body will fit into it very well. So I'll take you along for that ride. So make sure you hit subscribe before you go. I really appreciate it. And I cannot wait, once again, to share this with you and to do my next show next year. Thanks again. We'll chat soon.